The Flash is a student forum for students produced by students. Students make all content decisions, research, write, shoot, and broadcast news stories they deem important to the Eastview community. Stay tuned.
Hello Eastview, I'm Brady.
And I'm Cole.
Today we have 4 cool stories for you today.
The first one is about how sports bring groups of people together.
The second is how cars have become a big part of our community.
The third one is about how people do cool things in B123.
Lastly, we got a special interview with a teacher from the 60s who has a very interesting past.
Stay tuned for The Flash.
Eastview, it's Matti.
Hey guys, welcome back to today's episode of
Hey, it's The Flash.
Another episode of The Flash.
Stay tuned for The Flash.
Throughout sports, my friend group has definitely increased and got more diverse. Don't you agree?
Absolutely, but I wonder about other students at Eastview.
Mike Harris played for the Vikings, UCLA, and is currently an offensive lineman coach at McAllister College in St. Paul.
Working at a school like McAllister, I'm around, people, all individuals from all likes of life. Our athletic director, who is African American, he's from Texas. Our president is a Cuban American Latina. You get a wide range of individuals at McAllister. You kind of just have to embrace it, embrace the diversity, or the place just isn't for you.
Here at Eastview, our coaches and players work to make sports environments comfortable and fun for people of all ethnicities, religions, traditions, sexualities, social classes, and views.
Coming into high school, I had a lot of black friends, but throughout sports, my friend group became more diverse.
I think I came out of my shell a little bit because it forces you to talk to people and make new friends and build relationships.
The diversity in the team can drastically change the performance both in and out of the athletic arena.
I've become more socially aware of how people are talking around me and about my team and stuff, and I've started to zone them out as I played.
Mike Harris's motto is to unite the youth through sports. We should treat each other as teammates, friends, and more importantly, family, rather than classify someone based on the groups they fall into.
It definitely has been rewarding to, be able to bring people together, just as a coach, and to have that common goal of winning football games. But what I've done to help bring my players together is I set the culture. Day one, I tell them that I want individuals that are going to show up every day, put their egos aside, and be willing to work hard for a common goal of playing football, and to honoring not just the name on the back of their jersey, but the name on the front of their jersey, because it's a privilege to play in college and to have a school like McAllister represent you and help give you an education.
Reporting for The Flash, this is Damien.
I can't believe sports are able to bring such a huge group of diverse people together.
Speaking of diversity, here at Eastview there's an African culture meeting at Eastview on May 14th from 4 to 6. Over the weekend, Owen went to Cars and Coffee in Edina to check out the unique culture around our community.
Cars and Coffee is a nationwide car show that happens the first Saturday of every month, where people go to show off their cars.
So this is a 2008 Holden Ute.
This is my 2008 Kolbot SS. Nothing special, pretty fast, fun.
People like to show off the effort that they put into their car modifications.
So last year it got a complete repaint. It was pretty beaten up when I bought it. The clear coat was completely failed on it, so it got a full respray. Bumper was repaired. I put it on lowered suspension.
I put a ton of work into it. It's full bolt-on tune, exhaust. I put a Starlight headliner in it. That took forever. It took me like 3 weeks.
Modifying cars helps bring people together.
I've met a lot of car friends, like lifetime friends probably for me. Cars and Coffee just brings everyone together. Super fun.
It's one of the best in the nation. And I think it's because a lot of us are cooped up half of the year. I love the variety of cars that you see not only at Cars and Coffee, but honestly just the rest of the shows throughout the summer. And I think we have the best car culture in the country, actually.
Signing off from The Flash, this is Owen.
Wow, I love working on cars. I never knew there were events like this where people could come together to share the same hobby.
Yeah, that's awesome. If you're interested, there are weekly car meets on Wednesdays at Buck Hill. And if you're interested, on June 11th, it's back to the 80s. A group of kids here at Eastview have found a new hobby in 3D printing. Evan took a look into it.
Every day in room B123, this group of friends meet and connect over a shared passion.
After school, I come here and I see all my friends do the 3D printers.
3D printing is a really fun and creative way to create designs that you thought of in your head that you can't really make using other methods.
Something to do and like to make cool little trinkets.
Using websites like Thingiverse, they can download 3D models and print all sorts of things right here at school.
Coolest thing I've seen people print is like a lightsaber or a Star Wars ship.
I 3D printed this thing, I think it was called a stellated dodecahedron.
Using time before and after school, they are able to print many interesting things, and they don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Signing off for The Flash, this is Evan.
The group meets every day after school and sometimes before school in B123 if you're interested.
Next, Godwin looks into a former teacher that introduced social exercises on her students based on eye color.
There was an episode of Frontline from 1985 titled A Class Divided, where a teacher from Riceville, Iowa, named Jayne Elliott, taught her third grade students in a classroom just like this about racism and prejudice here in America.
You think you know how that would feel to be judged by the color of your skin? Yeah. Do you think you do? No, I don't think you'd know how that felt unless you had been through it, would you? It might be interesting to judge people today by the color of their eyes. Would you like to try this? Yeah! Sounds like fun, doesn't it?
The Blue Eyes, Brown Eyes exercise was done in order to teach kids about the things Black people and other people of color experience every single day. Jayne did this exercise in 1968 and is still passionate and advocating for social justice 54 years later. And I interviewed her to see how she felt things have progressed since then.
In the years before that, many, many more men were killed, many Black men were killed, and nobody paid any attention to it. People got away with killing Black men on a regular basis in this country for the last 250 years. It has been acceptable behavior. Make no mistake about that. Yet, I'm glad that people are paying attention now. I'm glad they're angry about this. But I remember when a Black man, and this hasn't been too long ago, was pulled behind a pickup truck on a chain until his head was dashed to pieces. And then they left his body lying there with the chain attached to him still. And that's only been a few years. Didn't hear much about that. And there were no riots and there were no protests, and nobody stood up and said something has to be done. So I think we're making progress.
And as we continue to progress, it is important that we continue to educate ourselves in order to create a positive community for the future. Signing off for The Flash, this is Godwin.
It's important to understand that Jayne Elliott's social exercises are still relevant today.
Well, that's all we have for today, Eastview. Stay tuned for the credits.
Will you? No.
Man, you know what? I'm done.
Shout out to my lonely guys out there, man. This one's for you. Won't you come with me? Girl, I need I can show you what you're missing. Right here. As long as you're with me. With me. Trust me, you're in good hands. Trust me. Go ahead and get ready so I can come pick you up. Pick you up. But you got to leave. Don't leave me. You stay right